the parties were able to meet abroad in Ghana, and after long discussions and negotiations, everyone agreed on one main point. Nigeria needed to return to a federation of semi-independent states. This would hopefully allow each region to handle its own local economy, laws and other matters, while the Nigerian military government would only handle matters that would affect the country as a whole. At the end of the meeting, Gowon and the representatives from each region signed the Aburi Accord, which detailed how this new federation would be implemented, and everyone left the meeting with a sense of optimism. And so it seemed, for a moment, there was a light shining through the clouds, and perhaps the violence and the ethnic tension would be put to rest. But these hopes were soon dashed as soon as the leaders returned to Nigeria, when Gowon released a televised broadcast announcing that he changed his mind concerning the Aburi Agreement, and he would be drawing up Nigeria's new state lines as he saw fit. On the 27th of May 1967, Gowon officially divided Nigeria into 12 states, and in doing so, sliced up Ajaku's eastern region into 3 separate parts: the southeastern state, the river state, and the east central state. These had been done in such a crafty way that the majority of the Igbo people were now located in the east central state, while Nigeria's oil reserves were located in the other 2 states, effectively cutting them off from all possible revenue. Just 3 days later, Ajaku responded to Gowon's new borders by announcing the independence and succession of his region, which was now officially called the Republic of Biafra. This was unacceptable to the federal military government, not only because a portion of the country was attempting to secede, but also because they were taking with them the aforementioned oil reserves, and Biafra had already announced a new royalty tax on exports. Gowon responded by issuing a national decree that essentially gave them absolute power over any regional government. But the situation was already spiraling out of control, and Biafra refused to acknowledge his authority. While the government decided on their next move, they placed a complete embargo on Biafra, with the crucial exception of oil exports, as they begrudgingly still relied on them, but later they expanded the blockade to include oil when they learned that the British oil companies Shell and BP had agreed to pay the royalties to Biafra. Shell and BP were vital partners of Nigeria's economy, and along with a couple of other British firms, they made up nearly half of Nigeria's total foreign trade, exporting more than 500,000 barrels of oil every day. Losing these partnerships would cripple Nigeria's economy, and so the federal military government knew they had to act quickly before they lost Biafra and their oil forever. The war began on the 6th of July 1967 as mortar shells began striking the city of Agoja, a city situated very close to the northern border between Biafra and Nigeria. Gowon announced that this operation was technically police action, though it was in fact the army carrying out the assault. The goal was clear: retake Biafra through any means necessary and eliminate anyone who opposed the reintegration.
Certainly anyone with conscience know that it is something that is bad and something that we've got to try and put right. And various political political attempts were made to solve the problem, going even to Aburi meeting, the disagreement there, which really came about the interpretation, interpretation, of the interpretation, of what Aburi, meant. And from Ojukwu, he says, "On Aburi we stand." And I say, "From Aburi you will fall." So that was probably the beginning of, if in fact you said it is the Aburi Agreement, that you are using, interpreting the way you want and the way you want to force it on the rest, then of course we also have a way of resolving that issue. But the civil war, unfortunately, had to happen as a result of breakdown of that Aburi agreement. Despite effort that was made, to see if we can reconcile our differences and really save a very serious situation. But it got to the stage whereby we have Ojukwu, got his constituent assembly to give him the go-ahead to break away from Nigeria. And of course, then because of this tense situation, we have to find a way. We have to find a way of resolving that problem. And this Constituent Assembly statement was became almost a threat to the breakup of Nigeria. We had to do something, to remove, that what causes that fear. And politically, I thought the only thing that we should do was, to create, to break up the, all those regions, and to ensure that, no region and now new states would be too big to be a threat, to the unity of the country, and the fear of, the fear of that domination by one particular, state will no more be a threat. And so that was that became the new states, that the new Nigeria that we wanted to have. And of course, the eastern region under the command of Ojukwu at that time said no. And so we have to said, well, these other people have been created, and we have to defend them. And of course, he said that will not happen. And of course, as a result of various activities that he took, taking over the federal government, central bank.
Currently in UK, we can see current situation of former President Yakaub Gowon. We don't know if the man is really doing well there, he has get back to his feet or not. But the rumors flying all over the country, the man is very sick. How do you see what Tomporo is review about the man currently?
Well, let me tell you, yes, that report was actually being published online, where Yakaub Gowon is telling the whole world that there should be need for them to look into the issue that has to do with Biafra, and that Biafran war was an injustice, a total injustice against the Igbo tribe, the Igbo nation. Imagine, maybe he's reporting that, or he's regretting, or indirectly, on one way or the other, trying to send a direct signal to people within his zone who are being killed on daily basis by the people he fought for on their behalf. Gowon is a very funny man, Yakaub Gowon. Unfortunately, he was never able to read his lips and understand very clearly the danger he found himself into by disaliving over 6 million Biafrans as a result of what went on in 1976 or thereabout, when the war actually started. He is being reported to be dying in a sick bed in London currently now, and life and death has refused to come. We don't know how is that actually, but that's the message we are getting from wherever he is now, and that the death that he pleaded, but that all he can see is the innocent blood that was shed in Kano, the innocent blood that was shed in so many parts of the north. The innocent blood, 3.5 million Biafra children that was starved to death as a result of that unfortunate incident that actually took place. Well, go on. The question is that I don't want to say good morning to Yakaub Gowon. I don't want to say, how will I put it? Are you just waking up now? I don't know, how would I put it? The Fulanis you fought for have, abandoned you, and are already invading your area in Plateau. They are But since then, after the war, no Igbo man has invaded any community in Nigeria. Talking less of killing, and so that is different. So whatever you sow to please whatever, at your age, at that time, you are quite unreasonable and you could not even factor anything. Ojukwu was more intelligent than you, even though you are trying to deny the Aburi Accord. Nigeria can never settle unless you come out openly, hold microphone and confess. Don't pretend over in India, die in a sick bed. All you are seeing are Biafrans that died as a result of your decision with the British government at that time, to keep people. And not only that, are you not seeing it now? They are even coming from the area, Middle Belt now. They are killing all the entire Middle Belt. Gowon, how market? That should be the question. Should I say good morning to you from right there on your sick bed, or should I wish you a quick recovery right there? If you are coming out actually, as being reported, to say, yes, I'm seeing them. Nigeria should allow Biafra go. Martin Namdekano should be freed. At the world, we are saying, we are sorry for over 6 million. Which tribe can take that, And now you are the region, your family is on the run as a result of the people you led. But with the other world leaders, other world powers, other world nations against a particular tribe. Today that tribe have not died. For your information, Yakaub Gowon, that tribe is still alive. And today we are bringing it back to you. 40 years after or thereabout, or 60 years after, no matter how you're looking at it, Biafra has resurfaced in the global world today, in the global map today, in the global community, and has become a subject, of reference and deliberations within the international community now. While you are on sick bed, and your own people too are being killed in the Middle Belt in Plateau, where you come from. Shame! There's nothing. It's not no longer funny, because there's no family in the entire Biafran land that did not lose their lives. Yes, if it was for Nigeria Biafrans, it would have been a different thing. But for other nations that backed Britain at that time to carry out a genocide, even though, yes, we cannot talk about it, because the Nigerian media will not report to you or tell the whole world that what happened there was a complete genocide, extermination, that's what they call it, extermination, that's what they call it. And the resistance that the Igbo nation and the Biafrans are doing now has come to a point that, that whether you like it or not, you have to see it and recognize it, because this is a project whose era and time has actually, come. If you like, pretend from London, or tell British government, or call a press conference. We don't want to be hearing from the back door that you are confessing over one issue or the other concerning the atrocities you committed in 1967. We don't want. Come out openly and tell us what actually happened. Why you did not respect the Aburi Accord that would have brought peace and possibly put Nigeria under a respected unity where the Yoruba will respect an Hausa man and an Hausa man will respect an Igbo man, and there will be mutual understanding and agreement. But instead, you led a conquest because of crude oil. How far now have Nigerian problems been solved? It can never be solved. In the absence of justice, you cannot give justice. If you are carrying injustice, there's no how you will give justice. And average, I talk about the Igbos because yes, because they did not contribute in what you are seeing in Nigeria today. The Igbo man has never conquered anybody. Right from the kingdom till this moment, they have never invaded any community. The Yorubas have invaded communities, conquered territories. The same thing with the Northerners. They have invaded and conquered. They are still trying to do more. It's only the Igbo that have not done that. But still, Nigeria want to keep people that were born free in bondage. And that is the resistance. Gowon and the rest of them have to take to get beyond. Thank you.
The truth is finally out. Now that the French government has declared the CDS of Nigeria, Musa, a terrorist now, what is the next phase of the lie? What lies can the government tell Nigerians? Now that Samonepa is no longer in the picture. Because it has always been pictured that Samonepa is the cause of insurgency in Southeast. And now that insurgency has stopped in Southeast, and now that the Finnish government has vindicated Samonepa, that those sponsoring insecurity and terrorists in the country are those some persons in the military. Now, where would CDS Musa bury his shame? Because a group of people are saying we want to exit the country. Because the Igbos are saying they are tired of the contraption called One Nigeria. That this One Nigeria, it will not work. And then it has not been working. It has been a country full of lies, propaganda, and shame. That has always been how it is from. So I am not surprised that the Finnish government has now come out to say CDS Musa is a terrorist for all the atrocities he has been, for all the atrocities he has committed in disguise of pretending to keep one Nigeria. And that one Nigeria has caused a whole lot of catastrophe in the country. Just some days ago, a notorious bandit that was declared wanted was seen in Katsina State with top government officials going for peace talk. Between Mazi Samonepa and that terrorist, who is more deadly? Who is more deadly? But here we are today. Mazi Kanu is still in detention. Kanu is still in detention because of the Igbophobia, of the hate. If Samonepa happens to be from the Fulani extraction, Samonepa would not be a terrorist. I can beat my chest because we've seen Fulani militias that have been given amnesty. We've seen Fulani militias that have been integrated into the society. Now that Finland are waiting to the ICC, Nigeria should immediately hand over CDS Musa for custody. Because the French government have done their own findings too. And they've seen that something is pushing under the ground. That this man has a connection with these Fulanis, has a connection with these bandits, has a connection with these terrorists. So if they are sincere, they should hand over CDS Musa to ICC for custody. Because now that the French government have done their own conclusion, I've seen that CDS Musa himself is not innocent in this. Nigeria cannot pretend as if they are not aware that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how they tend to die the matter, it is in the social media space. Everybody has seen it that CDS Musa has been declared wanted by ICC and the Finnish government. No matter how the Nigerian government want to die this matter, but they are very quick to declare Samonepa and IPOB a terrorist group. Now that the Finnish government and the ICC has declared CDS Musa a terrorist, why is the story not online? Why is the story not flying online? Because they themselves are also part of people championing insecurity and terrorism in the country. And that is why I say that anybody that speaks against division of the country, they will do everything possible to take that person off the hook. They will do everything possible for them to take that person off the hook. That is why I see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention. And the Finnish government, they were so gullible to be used by the Nigerian government. They were just too gullible. Because if they were not gullible, why would a country like Nigeria come to tell you that Samunepa is the one sponsoring insecurity all the way from Finland, and you sit your ass down in Finland and you believe them? But there are some rumors that the envelope also changed hand. You know Nigerian story now. You know Nigerian government, that Nigerian government, anything that Nigerian government cannot do to bribe does not exist. I am very sure that the government have bribed the Finnish courts, and that is why I see that Samunepa was wrongfully accused and sentenced. Now that the appeal court is now coming out to reverse all your stuffs. It is now a very clear indication that Samunepa is innocent of all the charges leveled against him, because the Finnish government has come out to indict CDS Musa, saying that CDS Musa is the major financier of insecurity in Nigeria, and it should be tried by ICC, not just local courts. It should be tried by ICC. Enough of all these presents. We know that this one Nigeria, it can never work. No matter how we tend to rub our heads, no matter how we tend to try to patch things up, that one Nigeria cannot work. And that has always been the current state of Mazi, that one Nigeria would not take us anywhere, and that it will not work. Today, the truth is not coming out. The truth is not coming out. Now, the list of people, ICC will publish names of people sponsoring banditry and sponsoring insecurity in Nigeria. Their names will be published. And when that is published, let's see how CDS Musa would escape it. Let's see how CDS Musa would escape the wrath. They have used kangaroo judgments to sentence Samunepa. But today, the truth is not coming out. The truth is not out. That everybody knows the reason why insecurity is still thriving in Nigeria. And it's just because of one person that claims he is protecting the masses, rather than supporting the fight for terrorism. But the question is, how long can we continue to be deceived? How long can we continue to be deceived by the Fulanis? Don't forget that the CDS is a Fulani man. How long can we continue to be deceived by a Fulani man in our own country? And tomorrow you say that Biafra will not exist. Biafra will exist. No matter how you tend to hold it, Biafra would exist the country. No matter how you tend to keep it, Biafra would exist this country. And I am sure that Mazi Kanu and Mazi Samunepa will come out strong, no matter how they tend to do all this rubbish. They will come out strong. If today is the first time I've come across this channel, please can you like this video, share it, comment for more political discourse. Thank you.